South Jersey bourbon drinker Thanksgiving dinner. Mark is going to cook your turkey for you. Today he's going to brine it. We have everybody else making sides, and we're going to tell you all about it in minutes to come.
Hey, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Johnny E from Philly Rock Radio.
It's Louisa Sharamatian here, aka the Armenian Princess from Worst Cooks in America, Season 20.
Hi, it's Caitlin from Season 15 of Food Network's Worst Cooks in America, and you are now cooking with Frankie Meatball.
The ultimate meatball.
Welcome to Cooking with Frankie Meatball. Today we are at the South Jersey Bourbon Drinkers Thanksgiving Holiday Extravaganza. Of course, we can't talk about South Jersey Bourbon Drinkers without the Cowboy. Also, I have here Mr. Chris, known as the Gopher, and you're at Gopher's Corner on Cooking with Frankie Meatball.
Make the brine before we came here because it has to cool down. It takes some time.
Okay, how do you do your brine?
I use a gallon of water, a quarter cup of sugar, a quarter cup of salt. Then I bought this thing, and it has all sorts of herbs in it and all. It has rosemary, bay leaves, garlic.
So we got here your pre-made brine for your turkey. He said he got it at a supermarket. I'm pretty sure you can get it at ShopRite, Acme, wherever you buy your bird from.
It was all fresh herbs. It wasn't dried.
Oh, it's all fresh herbs
yeah,
in
and then
there?
you just put them in and boil it up. Basically, I cleaned it all. It's defrosted. I took everything out. I cleaned it all up. And basically, just put it in to the pot. I got to put more water over it.
Now, how long do you usually brine it? Is it it's
2
not
days.
like marinade, right?
Yeah, it's just like marinade gets it, and then like when I take it out, you clean it all up, you get all the herbs and all the, because it'll be all soggy and everything.
I got my own brine. Check my brine out. You'll see the tag come up soon, you know. Now you got the turkey in there, now we need some bourbon, right?
Yeah, we need the...
I wonder where Bourbon Cowboy is. Where's the bourbon?
Frankie Meatball!
Oh, how you doing,
I heard
man?
somebody call my name. How you doing, Mark?
Nice to meet you,
All right.
Cowboy.
Just so happens I brought a bottle of bourbon with me here. It's the Jim Beam. And this is just your standard Jim Beam 80 proof starter kit here for the novice bourbon drinker. You can find it on any shelf anywhere. Now, I use this as a mixer when I have like a Jim and Coke, or of course you can use it for cooking.
So how much bourbon do you usually got?
8 ounces a cup. So I got a red Solo cup here. I'm just going to fill it up.
Best way to measure.
Yeah, about
My
halfway
man
up.
Rudy says.
Halfway up, you know, it's 8 ounces. It's a 16-ounce cup.
Now, who's bringing the cranberry sauce, Mark?
That's a good question. There you
Maybe I'll bring
Some bourbon cranberry sauce?
Hey,
My
if
wife's
there's a
making-
way to stick bourbon in it, we'll figure it out. Right?
There you go.
keep it in the refrigerator till
2 days?
2 days, take it out, and then you'll see how we do the smoking then.
And now, since he said smoking, yes, that's right, he said smoking. We're going to put the turkey on the smoker. Not your regular oven turkey. This is going to be a smoked bourbon turkey. You got the brine, you got the bourbon. 2 days from now, we're going to smoke this bird. So we'll see you back here in 2 days here on Cooking with Frankie Meatball. All right, so we're here at the crack of dawn. Oh, not the crack of dawn, but pretty early to be cooking. But anyway, with smoking, you gotta let it go all day. So I'm gonna let Mark take it over and tell you about everything that he does when he smokes a turkey.
Turkey's been sitting for 2 days in the brine in the refrigerator. So now I'm gonna get the turkey out of the brine, get it nice and clean. And I'm gonna get some paper towels. Dry it up so when the skin, you don't want to put it in wet. You want to get it as dry as you can so the skin gets nice and crisp. I get the poultry herb, it's called. It's a rosemary, sage, and thyme. Get it real fine and chopped up. Then I have pats of butter, which are the tablespoon, the little lines that are on the stick of butter. I just cut them like that, and then I roll it in here real good and get the herbs all over it, just like this. And be gentle so you don't rip the skin. You just work your hands up under here, and then you put a pad of butter, you push it up as far as you can, And you leave that one up in there. And then you just I do about six, 3 on each side. So you can just get in under here and you just lift it up. And it makes a pocket. And like I said, you don't want to rip the skin, so you go real gentle.
Then we got the butter herb turkey. The butter is all rubbed in those herbs underneath the skin. He's got his smoker started, and as you can see, there are tons of different smokers. Mark says this is 30 years old, and I bet you everything he cooks in it tastes amazing because it's seasoned. I'm going to let him tell you about his smoker and the style of smoker.
This is an electric water smoker. My wife bought it for me for a Christmas present like 30 years ago. And we've just been experimenting and cooking on it for all these times. I have the woods soaking, the big hunks of wood, the cowboy wood for the Bourbon Cowboy. But he's not here right now. But I use the big hunks of hickory wood. I prefer hickory. You could use apple, cherry, whatever. I use that more for pork. I like hickory with my turkey. And I soak this for about a half hour or more to get it really wet so it smolders more, smokes. And I throw in just a few pieces of it in here. Just put it right on the burner, inside the burner like that. And then I use some dry, like little chips. That will get it going a little better. I just put them on top. And that gives it a little smokier right away. You don't need to do much because you don't want to overpower the bird, the tub. I have it filled with water. And then you put this in. And since you could put herbs or whatever, anything some people put citrus in there, orange peels and stuff like that to give it more flavor. Since we did the bourbon brine, I'm gonna give it a bourbon steam bath. I'm just gonna pour a little bourbon into that. That's all, just leave it go. It's gonna add a little bit of flavor to it as that heats up, and that's gonna steam. So it's steamed and smoked. Need to put a grate in. And I put it down in the bottom. I just put the turkey in. Just kind of center it up here. Some people tie the legs and all that. I don't get fancy. Make sure the lid's tight and keep the smoke in the best you can. There we go. Half hour per pound for turkey. There's others for pork and all that, but so in about 7 hours, because this is a 14-pound bird, we'll have a beautifully smoked turkey ready to eat. It's around 10:30. The bird's been on for about 2.5 hours, and I'm checking the wood, and it's burned up in there, so I'm going to have to add a few more. You just kind of throw them in, get them in there on the burner, and you just shut the door back down, and now that's all. Then in another 2 hours, we'll check the turkey. Here we go. Look at that skin crisping up. It's looking good. It's looking real nice. Look how the juice from that butter melting and all the juices in there, like that color red and all that bark, the smoke, makes it look really nice. We want to make sure it's 165 in the middle, like in deep. Make sure it's all cooked really well all the way through. So, and that's it. So we'll just cover it back up and let it sit for another couple hours.
Hey Frankie, thanks for having us today. We're having a little Thanksgiving celebration here, and here at Gopher's Corner, this is South Jersey Bourbon Drinkers, and we're going to share with you some of the private barrels we've been able to be lucky enough to procure and enjoy. So what you have here is a great representation of American whiskey. Not all bourbon, but American whiskey, okay? 2 of them actually are bourbon, 1 is a rye. So we'll start with the bourbon, the classic bourbon. This is called Devil in the Cornfield, okay? Now, of course, we got the Jersey Devil here in New Jersey, if you're familiar. And that's what we have here pictured on the bottle. And this here bottle is, this one is 6 years old. Bottled in November 2014. And we're barreled in November 2014. Bottled in July 2020. This one is 113.6 proof, single barrel, meaning it came from one barrel, was not mixed with any other bourbons, and it's cast strength, which means it was not filtered with water or cut with water. This is what we call rye whiskey. So what is the difference? Well, as I've explained on your show before, bourbon has to be at least 51% corn in the mash bill. This rye is actually 95% rye. Okay, there's actually no corn at all in here. It's got 5% malted barley, and 95% rye. So what that's going to do is give you a spicier taste. All right? That's what the rye gives you. Devil on the wheat field, this is my personal favorite. Okay, this one is actually 7 years old. Okay, and the main ingredient here is still going to be bourbon. Okay, because it's actually a wheated bourbon, but it's heavy on the wheat. So I believe the wheat on this is probably around 27-28% on the mash bill. All right, and it's also going to have the malted barley in here, but no rye in this mash bill. This is all made by South Jersey bourbon drinkers, and not made by, but it's our label. Okay, so it's great stuff. If you ever get a chance, you can only buy these at Canals and Mount Ephraim. They're a great liquor store that partners with us and gives us the ability to produce these great whiskeys. So, if you like what you saw here with our bourbon group, you can find us on Facebook at South Jersey Bourbon Drinkers. We drink bourbon, we buy bourbon, we like bourbon, we talk about it. So, if you're new to bourbon, new to the game, join the page. All you gotta do is watch, maybe start drinking a little bit, then you may start commenting a little bit, and have fun with it because we do, right, Tank?
Yeehaw!
All right.
All right, now we're gonna slice it up and see how delicious it is.
Got a little chainsaw action going.
Ah, yeah, this is my buddy Jim's. He brought this over for us. This is so.
Smoke ring there.
Oh yeah, see the smoke ring and the herbs.
Right here.
See the herbs right there? That's all in there.
It's nice. It's
You see,
juicy.
it's perfect, man. Oh,
Check that out, guys.
it's so moist. It is moist. This is the best way to do one.
Hi, welcome to Gopher's Corner. We're here for our Friendsgiving. Everybody came out today and made something special. We have right here our stuffing. I made that with sausage and apples and celery and onion. My mom has always made it for Thanksgiving, and I always bring it through, and everybody always goes crazy over it. This here is baked sweet potatoes, but it also has Parmesan and garlic in there, roasted. And this is a green bean casserole, which is always a classic. You have to have that for Thanksgiving, whether it's a Friendsgiving, family giving. And this is roasted cauliflower. Looks delicious, nice and caramelized. Glazed carrots. We have homemade mashed potatoes that were made by someone that was the first time that they made mashed potatoes fresh and mixed them all up. We have a delicious cornbread here. We have a jalapeno cranberry sauce with a shrimp dip. That's going to go with that. I think it's with cream cheese also. And then we have this fabulous smoked turkey that started out very early this morning. We appreciate that Mark came out and he did all the stuff and you guys worked together. And we're really ready to dig into that. We have our classic cranberry sauce that you always have to have that in a jar because everybody likes that from the can. And then we have tacos, and that's special for Gopher's son, Chris, his son Matthew, for his birthday today. And I think he is 13 years old. And we always have a great time here, and we're ready to eat and party. Thank you, guys.
Hey, we're here with Carla, and she's done made some cornbread for us. Okay, but this isn't any regular old cornbread here. This is cornbread, a little something extra. Is that right, Carla?
It's got corn.
It's got corn in it, right? So you're sitting at home thinking to yourself, oh, cornbread's got corn in it. But does it really? I had some of this the other day, and I was enjoying it. And it's good. You see the heat coming off of it. Funny thing was, I had some kind of chunks in it. And I said to myself, what the hell are you putting in cornbread, Carl? And she said, it's corn. And here we go, right here. There's actual pieces of corn in this cornbread. Go figure.
Well, there you have it. You got Mark's smoked turkey. You got the South Jersey Bourbon Drinkers Bourbon. If you like what you saw, hit like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button so you get notified every Wednesday when I put out a new video. And check out my boys, PhillyRockRadio.com. For all your heavy metal and rock and roll needs, they play everything from Megadeth, Metallica, Dokken, Guns N' Roses, and more. More and more and more local bands coming your way on PhillyRockRadio.com. You know what, guys? I think we should tell them. Until next time. Forget about it, eh? It's a Frankie Meatball production.